My name is Harsh Sharma, and today I'm going to present the project demo for EC591 Directed Studies. And my final project is based on deployment of a Docker containerized application on AWS Cloud and Kubernetes platform. So, this is the final view of the web application which I have containerized and deployed on both these platforms. So from the application point of view, I have deployed a Python Flask framework-based microservice API application on AWS using various AWS services like Elastic Container Registry and Elastic Container Service. Later, I have deployed the application on a Kubernetes cluster, that is Minikube, and manage the deployment via implementation of the Kubernetes dashboard to manage the resources which are running behind the scenes. Now, this application uses Y Finance module for Python, which uses the Yahoo Finance API to provide any given stock information, and it also returns historical stock data so that you can render it into a price chart and using third-party services from highcharts.com. So the main goal here is to learn how containerized deployment takes place in different containerized environments beside coding. So I have referred an open source code that is available on GitHub repository for the public. So I have mentioned the reference in the final report as well. But to make things unique here, I have tried to modify the HTML page to give it as an academic project look, right? So if you can see here, right now it's showing stock data for Ford Motor Company. If I change it to, let's say, Apple, and if it hit search, it will give you the data for Apple. Yeah, and same goes for any other stock. Yeah. So let's see how the containerized deployment is happening on AWS and Kubernetes. First, I will show you the demo on the AWS platform. So the first step, let me try explaining with the help of the flowchart how deployment takes place. So this is the deployment process for the AWS cloud containerized environment. So first, once you have all the application resources, all the application code handy, the first step is to build a Docker image using a Docker file. So Docker file is nothing, it's a text-based file having specific keywords which will help you to create an image based on the uh, application code or other requirements, right? So once you have a Docker image ready, then you have to tag that Docker image and push into the AWS Elastic Container Registry repository on the cloud. And after that, you have to create a cluster using AWS Elastic Container Service. So cluster is nothing, it's a collection of virtual machines which are required to run your container, and inside those container your application is running, right? So once you have your cluster in place, you have to define a task definition which will pull the image information from the ECR repo and run the application inside the cluster virtual machine as a container, right? Once you have everything infrastructure running, so you can just make the public IP address of the virtual machine accessible or visible to the outside world so that you can access the application over the internet, right? And this is how the to have a more precise look of the AWS environment, how the deployment is taking place. Talking coming from the Docker file, we are creating an image. Once image is done, we are tagging that image and pushing that image to ECR repository. Then using that image URI, uh, we are creating a cluster using ECS service and creating a task definition which will bind this image URI into the cluster to create a container, right? And inside those container, this image is running. And over the public internet, when we expose the TCP ports of the container, you can access the application. So let's jump to install, to deploy the application. So this is the AWS Management Console. Uh, let's find the AWS ECR service. This is Elastic Container Registry. So our first step is to create a repository here. I have already created one, but we can create one more. Demo test. All right. So now you have to log into open your terminal, and you first you have for the first very requirement to push any particular Docker image to AWS cloud is you have to configure AWS CLI. So I have already installed that, but we can check if it's there. Yes, it's there. So the next step is to authenticate our terminal local system with the AWS environment. So for that, we have to run AWS configure, and it will ask you the access and secret keys. So you will get those particular information from AWS already. So I already have those information with me. So you have to authenticate your account with AWS, and I'm also using the default AWS region. So region is nothing, it's the physical location of AWS data center in this particular region. So US East one is basically North Virginia region. So whatever deployment we are making, it will be deployed on the data center which are located in North Virginia. All right, so we are almost done. So now our next step should be to tag our Docker image. So I already created a Docker image, demo image using a Docker file, uh, and it has all the dependencies, the application code, everything in it. So our next step should be to push this Docker demo image onto the cloud, right? So the command for that should be AWS also provide you the commands you have to run, but you can always check once because they don't have the exact image name, so you have to change it before executing these commands. Okay, so this first command is basically a standard command. It will help you to again re-authenticate your account with the ECR repository. So once you run it, you will get, yeah, you will get that you are now logged in, and ECR service is now, you can use ECR service from your local terminal now. So our next step should be tagging this our demo image to the AWS ECR. So our image name is demo image. So we will run docker tag demo image with the latest tag, and this is the AWS account ID. This is my AWS account ID, and this is the repository we just created on ECR, right? And once you add it, enter. Now this particular image, demo image, is tagged to the ECR repository. Now the final command should be to push this image. Now, as you can see, the process has been started. So this complete process will take somewhere around 10 to 15 minutes. So, but I have already posted one image onto the demo repository which I created before this demo. So it's already there. So we can jump to the next step now. So this is the earlier repository which I created, and it already have one image in it. If you can see, yeah, here you go. So this is the image available on the cloud platform now. Now our next step should be to to containerize this image. For that, we have to create an environment first using Elastic Container Service. And when I say environment, environment means a set of virtual machine on which containers will run. And on those containers, you will run your application, right? So let's go to Elastic Container Service. All right. So in this, you have to select clusters. So then create clusters. Since I need a virtual machine as well, right? And I'm basically I want a virtual machine with the Linux operating system. So I will select EC2 Linux plus networking because I also want to expose the ports over the internet, right? On which you can access the application. Let's give it a name, demo. So this provisioning model will be on demand only. It is nothing but the costing of the virtual machines which you are going to deploy. EC2 instance type. Since I have a free tier, I don't want to pay anything for this. So T3 micro, I will select it. It is covered under the free tier subscription. I want two virtual machines redundant to each other in case one fails, still I can run my application. It won't affect my application even if one virtual machine is down or something. And AMI, Amazon Machine Image is just the operating system uh, which is going to deployed on the virtual machine. So I will create a virtual private network for this particular VM. These are the default subnets. I will use that only. And this is the main part which we have to take care of. Means auto assign the public IP means my it will enable my virtual machine to access over the internet. And also I will create a security group. This will help us to expose the ports, the TCP ports for these for the containers and the virtual machines. This is the default role for the uh, EC2 instances. You can select this one, or you can just select create new role, and the AWS will auto create a new role for you. Let's select this one only and just hit create. It will take few seconds to create a cluster. See, it's still in the process. So from my experience, it takes somewhere around 10 to 15 minutes to complete, but that's why I already post one image to continue with the process without any wait. All right, cluster is now active, so we can view the cluster. Let's duplicate the tab so that we can view the virtual machine as well. So it takes a few seconds. Oh, it's already there. So now you can see, right? It has two virtual machines already created, and we can see right here as well under EC2 dashboard. EC2 is Elastic Container Compute, and it's nothing just the virtual machine what you have created. So these are the virtual machines which are running now. See, you can see they are in initializing state. So we have to wait until they come to they come online with all the checks done. So meanwhile, if when we are waiting for the virtual machines to come online, let's create a task definition like I already discussed before that to run the image as a container in these virtual machines, we have to define a task and we have to map this particular task with the cluster so that the application can run inside this virtual machine as a container. So we'll create new task. Since we have used EC2, so we have to select EC2. Fragate is another way to create virtual machines. So we don't want Fragate as a service now. So that's why we are focused on EC2. So let's give it this task a name, demo task. So we don't need any task role as of now. So you can, and we need only, let's keep it default as of now. So Amazon, basically, if you are considering this as a default network mode, they will select bridge for this particular task. So it's the same, either you select bridge or default, it's all the same. Task execution role, you can select ECS task execution role. It will help to execute this task over the virtual machine. So let's give this task, or you can say the container, they need some virtual memory to run, right? So let's give it 512 each. And now it's time to add a container. So container means, let's give a name first. This is the main part actually. So here what I have to do is that, okay, so our EC2 instances are up and running now. So let's go back to the Elastic Container Registry. Under demo, where the image is already there. So you have to copy this image URI from here. That's how you can map the task definition with the cluster, and then the cluster knows, okay, this is the image which we need to containerize in in those virtual machines. So let's give this image ID here, and this is also the main part, which says that over these TCP ports, this is the TCP port for the virtual machine, and this will be the TCP port for the container. So whenever the traffic comes, it will hit this, and then the VM knows, okay, I have to forward the traffic to this particular TCP port on the container to access the application. So we have to map this port. We have to do this port mapping here. Okay, we are all set. Other things we don't require as of now, so we can leave blank. Okay, so task has been created. Now, next step is to map this task with the cluster which we have created before. For that, we have to go under task, run new task, EC2. It's already there, demo task. We only want one task to run in these virtual machines and as a container. So we can select one here and just hit run task. Now you can see we have to wait for it to run. So right now it's under pending state. You can refresh, let's refresh it. See, the one we created earlier, and the image we tagged and pushed to the ECR, it's also there now, but we don't need it now. We already working on the earlier image which I tagged and pushed on the ECR repository. Yeah, as you can see, the task is active and running now. So that means it's time to test if our application is accessible and available on the cloud platform. And also it says that you have successfully containerized your application on the cloud platform. So, and one more thing, that when we create clusters here, and the virtual machines which are getting created with the help of Elastic Container Service, they all have Docker pre-installed in them. That's why we are able to containerize the application, and that's why we are not manually installing Docker on the virtual machine, because using the ECS service, Docker comes pre-installed on the virtual machines. All right, so let's go back to the EC2, because now it's time to note down the public IP of the virtual machine so that we can test and access the application. Let's select one of them. Okay, here you go. So we have defined the TCP port for the virtual machine as 8081. So we have to open this URL on the TCP port 8081. Yep, we have successfully containerized the application on AWS using the ECR and ECS Elastic Container Service. So if we say 4, yeah, it's working. So sometimes you face issue that you are not able to access the application on the defined TCP port, right? So that time you have to what is required here is you have to open the traffic and open the connection over those TCP port. So for that, the security group which we have defined for these virtual machines, you have to select that is security group. And under inbound rules, as you can see here, I have already opened the connection for this particular port for all the traffic. You can set a limited number of IP range for whom you want to give the access. For example, if you want to open connection for yourself, you can use your IP here. But as of now, I have opened the traffic for everyone. Even if right now someone else wants to access this application, they can over with the help of the public IP of the EC2 instances. Or even if you don't want to share the public IP, you can share the DNS of the virtual machine as it's mentioned here. So even if you try this, you can still access your application. Yeah, let's say Apple. Yeah, it's my working now. So that's how you can deploy the application, a container, how you can containerize not only any application using Docker and AWS resources and move your application on a containerized environment in the cloud. So our next step is to the next part of the project is to learn how to deploy the same application in a containerized environment on Kubernetes as a cluster. So let's jump to that.